Yo, I am Deuce and welcome back to another video. Today we are here with jaw-dropping police dashcam moments so crazy you think they're fake. Number 3. Have y'all ever been in a car accident? Me personally, I've had my license since I was 17, so I've been driving since for like a year and some change. I've never been in an accident. I ain't trying to jinx it now, but like I don't think I've ever came close to, actually no. There's been some close calls. I ain't gonna lie. Every driver has had their close calls with being in an accident or actually have been in an accident, but the only thing that I've ever actually hit was a curb once. I don't be out here hitting curbs, right? I don't be out here doing that. I hit that shit once. And a time when I was like backing up. But like there was a car behind me, right? It wasn't my fault. It was completely not my fault, right? There was a car behind me and I was trying to turn. Like I was trying to go into a yard and then back up. But a car was like right on my bumper, right? A car was right on my bumper. It's like there wasn't really giving me enough space. So like I was going forward and there was a fence in front of me. I may have like overestimated the distance between my car and the fence, and I made a little love tap. I don't think nobody saw it, but hey man, like I said, it was not my fault. The car behind me did not give me no room to like properly, back up, give myself space, So I blame the other person wholeheartedly. But yeah, man, we here with jaw-dropping police dashcam moments so crazy you think they're fake. I guess they're gonna have police chases, high-speed pursuits. But let's just see what's going on. What's going on?
Are you the only one in the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, adrenaline junkies, buckle up, because we're delivering.
Are you the only one in the vehicle? Okay.
Hey, adrenaline junkies, buckle up, because we're delivering the craziest chases, insane stunts, and heart-stopping action. Full throttle adrenaline all the way. Get ready to unleash pure rush. Let's go. Georgia's highway patrol doesn't mess around when it comes to speed. With a fleet of Dodge Chargers and a new arsenal of souped-up Chevrolet Camaros added in 2022, they're built to catch almost anything on the road. But on March 27, 2022, a different beast tried to outrun them. A 2015 BMW clocked at 108 miles per hour in a 65 zone. The driver...
Wait, how?
A different beast tried to outrun them. 5 zone. 15 BMW clocked at 108 miles per hour in a 65 zone.
That is
the driver,
crazy.
Deontay Dougherty. Trooper Swain pulled up behind the speeding BMW and followed as it veered off the highway. For a second, it looked like Deontay was going to pull over on the exit ramp, but then he floored it. Behind the wheel, Deontay had 2 young women with him, something the officers might not have known at the time. But that didn't change his actions. Up until now, he'd kept the chase on I-75, northwest of downtown Atlanta.
I think the biggest thing is that you can still work.
But did he think he was
continue
gonna get
your
away?
education.
Like he said he was about to pull over. What like did he have like an epiphany? Like did he realize he had like a bunch of weed on him in an illegal state? I just floored it. He was like, oh man, they better catch my ass, man. Like, yo.
He made a risky
Like why get into a police chase though?
decision, diving straight into the heart of the city. Flying through red lights and cutting across traffic with zero concern for anyone's safety, it was clear this chase needed to end fast. One wrong move at those speeds, and it could have been catastrophic.
Nigga shit probably wasn't registered.
Somebody getting south of us. We're coming back up towards the spring, towards the 10th. Clear.
Don't run red lights, man. That's dangerous.
Clear. Clear left, clear right.
Damn, they didn't catch his ass yet.
I can see clear left. I can see clear right.
Finally, after a wild pursuit through the city streets, Deontay lost control and collided with multiple cars. When the dust settled and
Damn.
the sirens faded, the officers approached, ready to make the arrest. In a bizarre
And
turn,
they hit his car twice.
approached.
Wait, so like,
Paused. When the dust settled and the
when things like this happen, and like the car, like in a police chase, and the car ends up hitting other vehicles, who pays for you know what I mean, the other person that just got hit, like in the like they just happened to be there and just got hit, who pays for that? Like, what if they don't have insurance? Wait, the other person will have to pay if they got insurance. Like them, they would have to pay, right? Wait, how does insurance work? So if this person doesn't have insurance, they don't get paid? Or if they have insurance, they get paid? Hey, man. Let me know how that shit works, man. I kind of forgot. I forgot.
sirens faded, the officers approached, ready to make the arrest.
But like, what if like during the chase, the police car ends up hitting like some random vehicle? Wait, like you see right here.
Settled and the sirens faded, the
Police car
officers
hits this
approached,
car.
ready to make the arrest. In a bizarre
Oh, it didn't
turn,
end up hitting that. That just got like hit in the crossfire. Like, would the police pay? Would the police department pay? Or would they, or this nigga right here, have to pay for everything? All the damages done.
Deontay and the troopers shared a few laughs about their cars. Even he had to admit, the GSP's Charger Hellcats were on a whole different level.
Why would you try to run
A
away?
laundry list of charges: fleeing, reckless driving, and speeding. And with the damage done to several vehicles, it's still unclear who's footing the repair bill.
Oh,
One thing's for sure.
what do you mean it's still
Hopefully,
unclear?
everyone had good insurance.
I will be, wait,
Because outrunning the law, that's a price no one wants to pay.
so he said he hopes everybody has good insurance, so they gotta pay for their own shit? Nah, I ain't gonna, I'll be motherfucking down. I'm just on the side of the road, parked up, minding my business, and some random nigga decides to try to outrun the police, ends up hitting my vehicle, and I have to pay for it? Oh, hell no. Damn. Oh. Somebody gonna have to pay for that. It don't be me.
An ordinary day on I-30 turned into a high-stakes pursuit for Arkansas State Police Officer Corbin Freeman. He was cruising eastbound when a speeding BMW roared up behind him, weaving dangerously through traffic. But as soon as the driver spotted Trooper Freeman's patrol car, he backed off the gas, trying to play it cool. Freeman wasn't fooled. He tailed the BMW, trying to catch a glimpse of the license plate. Then he decided it was time to act, flashing the lights for a traffic stop. But the second they blinked on, the young driver punched it and took off. Freeman went on the offensive, trying to set up a pit maneuver to end things quickly. But with traffic building up in the opposite lane, he had to pull back. One wrong move, and the BMW could have jumped the median and crashed head-on into someone.
Damn.
So Freeman stayed hot on his tail, watching as the driver blew through red lights and threaded the needle between cars.
Why would you think you could get away?
Seizing an opening, Freeman went for another pit maneuver. But this driver wasn't giving up without a fight.
Like, no, like, you
He
see
swerved out of the
how
way.
slow this nigga is driving, and he think he could get away? Like, at this point, like right here, he's going like about, I'd say approximately 40, not even 40.
Seizing an opening, Freeman
like a good
went for
30.
another pit maneuver. But this
And you're trying to
driver
outrun the
wasn't
police.
giving up without a fight. He swerved out of the way and kept on running.
This nigga's pushing no speed, trying to get away.
Turn east on Mapleville Pike. Occupied 2 times, 2 blocks. Clear.
At this point, just pull over. Where the hell is he going? Look. What are you trying to get away from? I mean, he hasn't been caught yet, so it's working to an extent, but
West 53rd Street. Coming back up University.
wow. Hey man, get your exercise in, man.
The chase eventually led into a parking lot, where the driver abandoned the car and bolted on foot. Freeman followed, leaping over a chain link fence, but as he climbed, his hand slipped, slicing open on the sharp metal. Bleeding and in pain, he had no choice but to stop the chase. And back at the car, Freeman found the driver's 16-year-old brother still sitting inside.
Wow.
Police contacted the boy's mother, who claimed her son was driving someone else's car. But when they searched it, they found more than just a reckless teen driver. Inside was 21.6 grams of prescription pills and a digital scale, a clear sign of something much bigger at play. This was
he had to have had something trying to get away like that. Like he had to have been on it too, trying to get away at 30 miles per hour, then trying to go through some type of route. Like
where the driver abandoned the car and bolted on foot. Freeman followed, leaping over a chain link fence.
Look how
But
he
as
running.
he climbed,
Yeah,
his
he
hand
gotta be on
slipped,
something.
slicing open on the sharp metal. Bleeding and in pain, he had no choice but to stop the chase. And back at the car, Freeman found the driver's 16-year-old, who claimed her son was driving someone
No,
else's
leaving
car.
your brother in there is crazy.
Inside was 21.6 grams of prescription pills and a digital scale, a clear sign of something much bigger at play. This was no ordinary traffic stop. It was a dangerous game of cat and mouse that ended with shattered fences, bloodied hands, and a major drug bust. Test driving a car usually means
Don't do
taking
drugs,
it for a
kids.
spin around the block. But for Melina, it meant
And
driving
adults
off
too.
with a brand new
Thinking
Honda
you
Civic
grown.
without paying a dime.
I'm behind it, 1560 behind it, southbound 826, approaching 58.
Wait, what happened?
It meant driving a car and a major drug bust. Test driving a car usually means taking it for a spin around the block. But for Melina, it meant driving off with a brand new Honda Civic without paying a dime.
I'm behind it, 1560 behind it, southbound 826, approaching 58.
Nigga tries to steal a car from the car shop.
95 miles an hour.
I'll take the radio. We're southbound now, approaching 58th Street.
Who do niggas think they are trying to get into a high-speed chase?
Getting to 36th Street.
Well, I mean, shit. They cutting up though. I can't even lie. They cutting up.
Center 4, center 4.
Hey, we're still southbound, it's approaching.
Now I gotta watch a video where the high-speed chase actually, where they actually get away.
Melina's joyride came to a screeching halt when she lost control, slamming into multiple vehicles and then smashing headfirst into a concrete barrier. The Civic was totaled, but Melina still wasn't ready to surrender.
I know she ain't about to jump over the thing.
Hey, right before the exit to 25th
Did she
Street.
jump in another car? Oh, oh, boss.
See my short tire? Down.
With the driver's side door jammed shut, she squeezed through the passenger window and made a desperate leap into the water below. Lucky for her, it was deep enough to break her fall. Officers quickly
That's
tossed her safety
crazy.
ropes, but Melina wasn't having it. She rejected their help, struggling to stay afloat. It took officers diving in themselves to save her from drowning.
Niggas really risk their lives. She said, if I can't have this car, you can't have me
After a
either."
brief struggle in the water,
I ain't like at this point, dog. Like you stole this car. Like I don't know if she was actually trying to get somewhere. She stole this car, a brand new Honda Civic. They said from the car shop. She totaled this motherfucker. Like as soon as I hit one thing, Hey man, you got me, man. I don't even want to do the chase no more.
They dragged her
Like,
back
what's
to
the
dry
point?
land and slapped on the cuffs. Melina was hit with
No, that's a
charges
crazy
of battery on a
chase.
to stay afloat.
Why is he running like that?
It took officers diving in themselves to save her from drowning. After a brief struggle in the water, they dragged her back to dry land and slapped on the cuffs. Melina was hit with charges of battery on a police
Is he
officer
running
and
like
grand theft auto, landing her a spot in the Miami-Dade County Jail.
Really?
We all know that type of driver, the ones who think the rules don't apply to them. Those arrogant folks zooming down the shoulder, cutting in line like they're VIPs in a traffic jam.
I know
But
that's
there's
you.
nothing sweeter than seeing them get what they deserve. And that's exactly what happened on May 11th, 2020.
Might have some damage and vehicle is standby.
Now, English roads aren't exactly built for high-speed chases. Our driver, Simon, must have figured that out way too late. Turns out he and his buddy Dean weren't just in a rush, they were running. And for good reason. They had 5 kilograms of hard drugs worth £500,000 stashed away.
It's standby. I've got one out on foot. It is off-road. It's one out and running. The driver's still
Now
in the
he know
vehicle.
it
We're
damn
onto
well he not.
grassland.
Oh, wait, he actually
Passenger,
did though.
IC1 green
Wait, he
top.
actually did.
Late. Turns out he and his buddy Dean
I was about to
Hard
say he
drug-
know he not pushing. He not pushing nothing. He getting caught instantly, but he
worth
actually did.
£500,000 stashed away.
He tripped.
It's standby. I've got one out on
Now
foot.
he running
It is
slow as hell. Where did he
off-road.
go?
It's one out and running. The driver's still in the vehicle. We're onto grassland.
So they're gonna ignore it?
IC1 green top.
Simon tried playing it cool, telling the cops he bought his $100,000 BMW with money he made from breeding dogs and chopping trees.
Wait.
Yeah, right.
Wait, so who was the dude that jumped up?
We're onto grassland.
Late. Turns
They-
out
they're not
he
gonna
and
do
his
nothing
buddy
about that?
Dean weren't just in a rush. They were running. And for good reason. They had 5 kilograms of hard drugs worth £500,000 stashed away.
It's standby. I've got one out on foot. It is off-road. It's one out and running. The driver's still in the vehicle. We're onto
I guess they
grassland.
already got a description. So, hey man.
Passenger, IC1 green top.
Yo, I know he thought, he swear he got away. Till he got
Simon
police
tried
knock on his
playing it
door.
cool, telling the cops he bought his $100,000 BMW with money he made from breeding dogs and chopping trees. Yeah, right. We're not buying it. Pretty sure
We're not
those funds
buying
came from a more illicit trade. As for Dean, he tried to disappear by hailing a cab like nothing happened, but he made one big mistake, ditching his backpack in a bush. The cops found it in no time. The result? 7 years behind bars for Simon and 6 for Dean. Guess cutting the line wasn't worth it after all.
So I assume in that bag was the drugs. He ain't had no gloves on. He touched up all on that bag and just threw it out. They're going to get your fingerprints done. And besides that, they probably got your face on the dash cam from when you jumped out the V. They got your whole description. Niggas that think they so smart.
A night 23-year-old Layman Rashid would regret forever. It started off as a routine stop. Layman pulled over, and the officer approached his window. But then things took a wild turn. In the blink of an eye, Layman stomped on the gas, and that Hellcat roared to life, leaving the officer in the dust.
Hellcat roared.
Take a look at how fast he creates a gap. Thankfully, it was nearly 4 a.m.,
See, now
and the
he-
road was mostly deserted. But
actually
now,
pushing-
our
oh,
trooper
never
was in a
mind.
race, hitting over 150 miles
Oh,
per
he
hour
tried to hit that.
just to keep up. Layman had a plan. Stick to the highway. No red lights to worry about, just open road.
Golly. The niggas play this? He actually pushing speed though, unlike the other people in this video. And it's dark too, so there is a possibility he could get away. But obviously, he's not.
Did you black metal driver, black jacket, blue jeans? Took off, look out the window.
He thought his Hellcat could outmuscle any police cruiser, but that confidence crumbled when another officer threw down a set of spike strips right in his path.
I mean, technically,
He thought his Hellcat could outmuscle any police cruiser,
I mean, well, I don't know about outmuscle.
but that confidence crumbled
seems like
when
he could
another
definitely
officer
outspeed
threw
them,
down a
outrun
set
them.
of spike strips right in his path. Here's the thing. Once those spikes do their job, it's game over. The tires deflate slowly, preventing dangerous blowouts. And before you know it, the ride's done. Lehman knew his run was up. He pulled over, ending the chase.
At
The
that point,
aftermath. A string of charges. DUI, fleeing a traffic stop,
oh, he
and
was
reckless
drunk.
driving. But you have to give credit to the officers. They were concerned for his safety, despite the chaos he caused. Lehman put his life and countless others at risk. And now, he's paying the price.
Don't drink and drive, man. Buy an Uber or get somebody to drive you, man. Don't risk it for the biscuit.
August
man.
23rd, 2022. A day that started with a routine traffic stop and quickly escalated into a high-speed cat-and-mouse game. In Arkansas, officers pulled over a silver Corvette, all because of some illegal window tints. Nothing major, right? But what happened next? Nobody saw it coming. As soon as the Corvette came to a halt, the driver hit the gas, only to stop abruptly moments later to let his passenger bail out.
Where did that nigga go? I made the Corvette song. I know that it came out that he snitched when he was younger though. Like that was like when he was like teenager. He snitched on somebody. I remember that, and I saw Uzi had a remix with him for the Corvette song. And Uzi was like, "Take me off the damn song because the nigga snitched." I ain't gonna lie, man. My opinion, that may have been doing a little bit too much. He was a kid. Ain't nobody trying to go to jail, especially as a kid. And he don't look like he was in the streets for real.
Clearly, the guy in the passenger seat wanted nothing to do with whatever was about to go down. With the door shut,
That's crazy. They probably had a conversation. Yo, I'm about to dip, though. I can't get pulled over today, man. I can't do this today. This nigga was like, "Nigga, get me the fuck out of here!" Like, yo, what you
the
about to do?
Corvette tore off again. Our officer tried to keep up,
What
but
was
it was
it?
like
That's
chasing
crazy.
a ghost. The
He did
Corvette
not want-
disappeared from view in seconds. Minutes later, a ghost
He wanted
tore off
no
again.
parts of that.
Whatever was about to go down. With the door shut, the Corvette tore off again. Our officer tried to keep up, but it was like chasing a ghost. The Corvette disappeared from
Keep
view
me
in
the
seconds.
fuck out of your
Minutes
business,
later,
man.
there's a glimpse. The Corvette shows up again, tauntingly close, only to vanish once more.
So he actually did get away for a little bit.
With rain now pouring down
Nah,
and
he-
visibility getting worse, the chase was called off for safety. Frustratingly, it turned out this Corvette wasn't just any car. It had a special license plate usually reserved for law enforcement, but a quick Google search revealed that anyone can apply for one. Akeem Rich. On March 10th, 2021.
So he actually got away. No, that's crazy. He actually got away. It's the first one so far that had a
The
successful
Corvette shows up again,
escape?
tauntingly close,
Come on, man. Come
only
on,
to
man.
vanish once more.
That is crazy. Why does this do this? Like, you see the white line is all the way up here, but the shit is still buffering. The whole thing, like this. Recording on it. Full shit. Niggas can't even rewind.
With rain now pouring down and visibility getting worse, the chase was called
No,
off
but
for
that's
safety.
crazy.
Frustratingly, it turned out this Corvette wasn't just any car. It had a special license plate usually reserved for law enforcement. But a quick Google search,
actually
March
escaped.
10th, 2021, a Lake County Sheriff's deputy clocked him doing 78 miles per hour in a 55 zone. The deputy rolled up on his motorcycle and asked Akeem to lower his window. But here's the thing. Our motorcycle cop knew better than to risk his life
He turned on the window
lower
and
his
dipped.
window. But here's the thing. Our motorcycle cop
points at
knew
him too.
his motorcycle and asked Akeem to lower his window. But here's the
Hey man, I'm gonna catch you later, man.
thing. Our
And
motorcycle
then
cop
he
knew
dipped.
better than to risk his life chasing down this repeat offender.
Repeat.
He already had Akeem's face and license plate on camera. It wouldn't take long for the team back at HQ to track him down. 19 days later, they did just that. With a warrant in hand, officers
So that means he escaped originally too, but then they actually found him.
surrounded Akeem's car at his apartment complex in Leesburg.
Oh,
But they should have known Akeem wasn't going down without a fight.
what is that? What is that supposed to do?
As officers closed in, Akeem
Oh, for the
floored,
tire.
nearly clipping one deputy in the process.
Did it
He
do
darted
anything?
past another patrol
It
unit
didn't do
and hit the
anything.
open road, weaving through traffic and blasting through red lights like a bat out of hell. The chase was on.
Goodness gracious. They're locking themselves up, man.
For sync support, call 1-877-945-3648 and receive a tip support.
Up ahead, an officer readied spike strips at an intersection, hoping to put an end to the madness.
Did he miss?
But Akeem pulled a last-second maneuver, dodging the spikes completely.
If you're one of those people that can't make chords to
Bro.
save their life, like me when I was first starting, I'm about to show you this new AI-powered plugin that
Tyler, did you get him?
The chase only got crazier as he sped through residential streets, showing zero concern for anyone's safety.
Did they miss again?
We
My
did
goodness.
request a 44.
An undercover unit tried keeping up, but the officer ended up skidding off the road and losing ground. After recovering, the undercover officer sped back into the chase, now armed with something special, a Star Chase dart. Think of it like a gadget straight out of a Bond movie. Mounted on the front bumper, this
Confession,
device
I've never watched any of the James Bond movies, so I don't know what he's referring to. But hold on, let me make an educational guess. So what's the gadget called?
like a gadget straight out of a
It's called what? The Star Dart.
special, a Star Chase dart.
Star Chase Dart. All right. So Star Chase Dart. I feel like that's pretty simple. Like I guess they shoot a dart on top of the car or some type of thing, and like it'll track their movements. So it's like an air tag, Apple tag, air tag. What's it called? Air tag. I think it's the air tag. To keep track of their location. Let me see if I'm right. This boyfriend is dead wrong though. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Think of it like a gadget straight out of a Bond movie. Mounted on the front bumper, this device can be fired from inside the car, attaching a GPS tracker to the back of a suspect's vehicle. With Akeem's car tagged, there was no more hiding.
You don't even know.
He
man.
eventually ditched the vehicle and tried to disappear into the nearby apartment complex, but officers were hot on his trail. While some deputies searched his abandoned car, others pursued Akeem on foot. He was finally cornered and arrested. The charges: fleeing, aggravated assault, and driving with a suspended license.
Hey, that
After
says
all
no
his
parking.
stunts and near misses, Akeem's joyride ended with him back in cuffs. It's a perfect reminder. Run all you want, but eventually, the law catches up.
That's
Police
true,
in
man.
Ocala
He got away for 20 days though. 19 days. He got away for 19 days though.
had their sights set on 24-year-old Tyler Faye Consolo. And he wasn't going to make things easy for them.
They got the
to Tyler,
dogs.
it all started when he was just minding his own business at a gas station. That's when, he claims, someone tried to rob him. So naturally, his response was to stomp on the gas and race out of there, hitting speeds over 3 times the
he
legal
controlling
limit
that shit,
and
though.
swerving like a madman. The Florida police had been tailing him ever since he peeled out of the gas station in Ocala. Officers tried pulling him over, but Tyler wasn't stopping. He barreled through a residential area, mowing down a mailbox and leaving a
I'd be
trail of
pissed. I'd be pissed because I know they ain't giving me no money to fix this. Imagine I just moved in here, just set up these skates, these fences. Not even 3 days later, a nigga running straight through it. They didn't get no money for
destruction
this.
his way. The car skidded to a halt, and Tyler made a desperate dash on foot. He didn't get far.
Did the doors jam? Damn.
A K9 unit was hot on his
Nah, the
heels,
way he jumped was
and
funny. What the?
he didn't get far. Ever since he peeled out of the gas station in Ocala. Officers tried pulling him over, but Tyler wasn't stopping. He barreled through a residential area, mowing down a mailbox and leaving a trail of destruction in his way. The car skidded to a halt,
Look how he jumped out.
and Tyler made a desperate dash on foot. He didn't get far.
Like, whoa. Like he ain't seen freedom in years. Well, now he definitely not.
A K9 unit was
going
hot
straight
on
to
his
jail.
heels, and the next thing Tyler knew, the dog had its teeth sunk deep into his leg.
Damn.
When officers finally cuffed him, Tyler stuck
That's
to
him
his
yelling?
story about the attempted robbery. But if that was true, why didn't he stop to ask for help? And what about that fence he smashed through? And to top it all off, on the way to the hospital, Tyler admitted he'd been using drugs that night, among
know,
other
bro.
substances. The result? He was hit with a laundry list of charges: DUI, fleeing, and resisting arrest. Oh, and that headbutt he used to break through the car window.
Now he got strong
Officers
ass head
couldn't
for
help
that.
but joke. Well, that's one way to use your head. Tyler's wild story started with an unbelievable excuse and ended with him in handcuffs. If he thought he could outrun the law with that tale, he's got a lot more time to think things over in a jail cell. Cabrisha,
crazy.
Ledwana Caldwell, managed to stay off the radar for 4
What if the
long
door
years.
wasn't jammed the entire time and he was under the influence and he just busted that bit open?
A Florida
Head
highway
first.
patrol officer pulled her over, and in an instant, all her carefully laid plans began to unravel. When the officer approached, he noticed Cabrisha was visibly shaking, eyes darting nervously between the officer and her purse in the back seat. The officer asked her to step out of the car, and that's when Cabrisha made her move. She stomped on the gas and blasted down the highway, taking the Collins Road exit. The officer lit up his sirens, and the chase was on.
No, he stood there standing up for a good 2 seconds. Wait.
And blast her to step out of the car, and that's when Cabrisha made her move. She
Like, he
stomped
could've-
on the gas and blasted down the
He
highway.
had enough hustle, man. You see, like, if he... See, me, if I was in that situation, nah, I ain't even gonna do that. But, damn, like, he ain't had no reflexes.
Taking the car, Cabrisha made her move in the back seat. The
Like, he
officer asked her to
deadass
step
just
out of the
stood there
car,
for
and
2
that's when
seconds.
Cabrisha made her move. She stomped on the gas
Like,
and
yo, what was you
blasted
looking at? Couldn't
down the
be-
highway,
like-
taking the Collins Road exit. The officer lit up his sirens, and the chase was on.
Bro. Y'all got ADHD, man?
Cabrisha veered into a shopping plaza, weaving through the crowded parking lot, then swung back onto the main road as if she could somehow outmaneuver the police. But this wasn't over yet. With police hot on her tail, she tried every trick she could think of, darting through traffic, blowing through intersections, and disregarding everyone's safety. Out of options,
This is the route she
Cabrisha
took?
aimed for her final escape route, the front doors of a Home Depot. She
What?
jumped out of the car and ran inside, hoping to vanish among the aisles of lumber and power tools. But police weren't far behind. They stormed in and apprehended her right in the middle of the store. We believe she's the only fugitive ever caught inside a Home Depot.
Oh, dumbass.
Interestingly, her arrest report lists her primary language as Italian, though she didn't speak a single word of it
Damn,
while
they
sitting in the back
deported
of the
her
patrol
ass.
car. Maybe it was a paperwork error, or just one.
See, now, low-key, this could be... It could be a good strat. But, like, there's cameras all around. Not only did they catch her description when she first exited the vehicle from the dash cam, But then the Home Depot got a bunch of cameras around too. So they saw her running into the front doors. So even if she were to disappear, actually no, she wouldn't even be able to do that because as soon as she gone inside, unless like she knows all the routes to get out of the Home Depot, she done caught herself up. Because now they about to surround the entire Home Depot. She ain't no James Bond. So she definitely ain't getting out of this one. They're gonna surround the whole area, tell everybody they can't come out the Home Depot, and they're gonna go one by one, going through all the cameras, and then her ass is caught. So I don't know. I mean, I see the vision, but hey, man,
More oddity in Cabricia's wild
you gotta have more intelligence to pull off and act like that.
story. It wasn't until after her arrest that officers discovered the real reason she was so desperate to escape. Cabricia had outstanding warrants in 5 different counties for a
5
laundry
different
list
counties?
of crimes: grand theft, petty theft, possessing someone else's ID, and illegal use of a credit card.
So she just be stealing.
A known drug addict from Marion County, Florida, a 2015 Hyundai Elantra. The stolen car was cruising down Abshore Boulevard when Sheriff's Deputy Samantha Horn spotted it heading southeast. A quick computer check confirmed it. This was the vehicle they'd been hunting for, and with that, the chase was on. Ignoring the flashing lights and sirens, they floored it, speeding down the boulevard, determined to escape. Up ahead, officers had already deployed spike strips across the road, hoping to put an end to this dangerous pursuit. Harley didn't even try to swerve. He drove straight over the spikes, shredding one of his tires.
Dumbass. Damn.
As the Elantra slowed to a crawl, officers moved in and forced the car to a stop. With nowhere left to run, Harley and Harrison were finally cornered and taken into custody. Harley was slapped with a long list of charges, including grand theft auto, fleeing, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Harrison wasn't off the hook either. Officers found a needle stashed in the passenger door, landing him a possession charge of his own. Harley and Harrison might have thought they could outrun the law.
That nigga had that horse tranquilizer in the backseat, man.
But this isn't a video game. There's no reset button when reality catches up. Little Rock, Arkansas. State Trooper Rodney Dunn clocked a red SUV speeding at 84 miles per hour in a 70 miles per hour zone. He flipped on his lights and initiated a pursuit. The driver, Janice Harper, did something unexpected. Instead of pulling over, she slowed down, turned on her hazard lights, and kept driving.
So she slowed down but kept driving. Okay, now what the hell is going on here? Like, does the nigga have his lights, his flashing lights on or what? So was he just driving behind the car? No, he had his lights on. So they were just going for a little cruise.
It seemed like Harper was refusing to comply. So he made a snap decision that changed everything. He moved in and executed a pit maneuver, spinning her vehicle and sending it crashing into the median.
They're going 20
In an
miles
instant,
per hour.
the SUV
He couldn't just like drive in. Well, actually no, this is like a highway, so like she could have just went to the side.
flipped, landing on its roof. Smoke billowed from the undercarriage. Airbags were deployed, and the vehicle was a crumpled mess. Trooper Dunn immediately called for EMS and ran over to check on the driver, unsure of the damage he'd just caused. That's when he heard something that made his heart sink. Decision that changed everything.
Oh shit, Manscaped? Be kind to your cheeks.
Be kind to your cheeks. Manscaped just
And then the video has the nerve
released their
to
new
buffer
electric foil shaver and a routine to go along with it.
Hey man, shave your balls, man.
Everything. He moved in and executed a pit maneuver.
Bro, okay, let me let it breathe. Let me let it breathe. Are we okay? Are we okay? I think we're okay.
Spinning her vehicle and sending it crashing into the median. In an instant, the SUV flipped, landing on its
Damn, I didn't even hear that part.
Smoke billowed from the undercarriage. Airbags were deployed, and the vehicle was a crumpled mess. Trooper Dunn immediately called for EMS and ran over to check on the driver, unsure of the damage he'd just caused. That's when he heard something that made his heart sink. Harper was pregnant. She explained that she hadn't pulled over right away because she didn't feel safe stopping on the narrow shoulder. She wanted to wait until she reached the Vandenberg Boulevard exit, which was just a mile away.
Okay,
but
but
Dunn argued she should have pulled over.
that's not a valid excuse, in my opinion, not gonna lie. Because she could have still pulled over, and if she actually felt unsafe, she could have told the officer that and asked the officer to, you know what I mean? Well, I don't know if he could do that, but, you know what I mean? She could have still tried it if she actually felt unsafe. So she still could have just pulled over right here, had the officer pull up, and then they could have talked and, you know what I mean, worked something out.
Regardless. Fortunately,
Damn, the flipping the car, that's
escaped
crazy,
with minor injuries, and her unborn child was unharmed. But
That's
the
good.
incident didn't end there. Harper filed a lawsuit against Trooper Dunn, claiming the pit maneuver was completely unnecessary and put both her and her baby's lives at risk. She argued that the hazards and
Maybe it would. Well, I don't know if they said that the police officer was using like the intercom thing. Yeah, the intercom thing. I don't know what it's called. But so if the officer didn't use the intercom at all and wasn't like trying to tell the person or the lady to pull over, which I assume he was, because like why wouldn't they? But if he didn't do that, you know what I mean, they were just cruising for a good 30 minutes and then he just pulled the pit bull maneuver, like without any warning prior, then you know what I mean, yeah, you could hit the lawsuit. But hey man, you wasn't slowing down, so it was technically a chase.
reduced speed
Well, she
were
did
a
slow
clear
down, but she didn't stop, so you know what I mean, that's still kind of
indication
chase.
that she intended to comply.
So the nigga had to do what he had to do.
She just needed a safe place to stop. The lawsuit alleged that Trooper Dunn's maneuver was performed negligently, resulting in the dangerous flip. In the end, the Arkansas State Police decided to settle the lawsuit. They acknowledged that Dunn's actions had put Harper and her unborn child in harm's way.
Fair.
Her case sent shockwaves through the department, leading to a re-evaluation of how pit maneuvers are used. Harper's legal battle didn't just end with a settlement. It led to policy changes within
To
the
be honest,
Arkansas
yeah,
State.
that's fair, because you know what I mean, she was driving slow. It wasn't like she was speeding or nothing. So I'm sure there was like other maneuvers that the officer could have used to stop her.
Police, reshaping how and when officers can deploy pit maneuvers during pursuits. One woman's terrifying experience on a July night ended up changing the rules for law enforcement across the state. Proof that sometimes, even in the heat of a high-speed chase, safety and understanding.
I wouldn't call it a
come
high-speed
first.
chase. Definitely a chase.
May 19th, 2021. It's just after 7 a.m. in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when police receive a call that sets off a wild chain of events. A group of 5 juveniles packed into a stolen black Infiniti QX60 was caught red-handed trying to break into a garage. But before the homeowner could intervene, they jumped back into their getaway car and sped off. An APB was put out on the stolen vehicle.
Babe.
Just after 7 a.m. in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, when police received
I can't
a
wait to get
call
a new
that sets
PC.
off a
I cannot wait to get a new PC. This laptop is not cutting it. I'm telling you.
wild chain of events. A group of 5 juveniles packed
Let me let the nigga breathe, man. Let me let the nigga breathe. How was y'all day, man? Let me know in the comments, like, at this very second, how are you feeling right now, man? Like, how's life? How are you personally? Because you could be doing good, but life is like absolute shit. And vice versa, your life could be absolutely, like, nothing's wrong with life, but you're just, you know what I mean? You're not feeling up there, so let me know how you feeling right now at this very second, man. At this very minute. Shit, still. Let's see.
into a stolen black Infiniti QX60 was caught red-handed trying to break into a garage.
What?
But before the homeowner could intervene, they jumped back into their getaway car and sped off.
So to try to break
An
in,
APB was put
They got
out on the
caught and they
stolen
left.
vehicle. It didn't take long for officers to spot the SUV cruising down Interstate 95. They flipped on their lights and sirens, signaling the driver to pull over. But these kids weren't interested in giving up. Chaos erupted as the Infinity weaved through traffic at high speed.
No, if I'm on the highway, if I'm on the highway, right, and I witness a high-speed chase, it don't matter if it's behind me, in front of me, next to me, on the other side of the road, I am pulling over because I don't want any parts of that. Because like next thing you know, you there minding your business, you're like, oh, it's a high-speed chase. Somehow you get hit, you somehow get rammed someplace, some way, somehow. So I'm pulling over until like it's like miles ahead of me, man. Cause I know they ain't giving me no money. Like I'm taking a different road, going the opposite direction that they're going. Well, you see, he minding his business. You don't know what, you don't know when you'll get rammed. Look, like, look. Oh.
Remarkably, despite the dangerous speeds... Remarkably,
is that a person right there?
Despite the dangerous speeds and reckless behavior, nobody was seriously injured in the incident. All 5 juvenile behavior... Remarkably, despite the dangerous speeds and reckless behavior, nobody was seriously injured in the incident. All 5 juveniles were transported to Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. And while they were all charged for their crimes, the details remain under wraps because they're minors.
Wow.
Thanks for riding the adrenaline wave with us here at Mind Rush. If you're...
Damn, that was crazy. Jaw-dropping, for sure, man. Hey, man, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Jaw-dropping police dashcam moment, so crazy. You think they're fake. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And, yeah, man, that's it from me, man. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, man. Peace.